Hello everyone and welcome to a new virtual pet review video. This time I'll be reviewing the Tamagotchi Devilgotchi, which has passed away as of yesterday. I wasn't able to get the special character, but I thought this was a good chance to basically just start it up again for the purpose of this video. So let's see if it's going to be an A and C. It is. So we get the startup screen, and straight away we notice that the sounds are a little bit different from what we usually have on a virtual pet. They're a little bit more, they're deeper, they're a little bit more, dare I say, cursed, and that's straight away a pretty good bit of flavour that they've added to make the Devilgotchi just a little bit different from all the other virtual pets. So instead of high-pitched beeping, we have sort of low beeps that sound a little bit unsettling, which is, you know, to be expected when we're not looking after a cute little pet, we're looking after a devil. So that's the first bit of flavour that we have. Obviously, because it's a vintage, I always recommend exchanging the screws as soon as you get them, because the original screws that are on the vintages are always a little bit softer, and the more you screw them, they kind of either strip themselves or you just kind of lose the grip because they're so soft. So definitely when you first get a vintage, if the screws, or you know that the screws haven't been changed, or if the seller hasn't said I've changed the screws, always good to exchange the screws. If you're wondering what screw size, Japan You Want always sell different sizes of screws. Thankfully, the previous owner of this had changed the screws. It was actually in this brilliant condition. It was in a box with changed screws. So there's that. Also, again, you'll notice that I always have my Tamagotchis running at a different time, a little bit further ahead, just because they all tend to go to bed a little bit later than I do. So, and that's probably when you've noticed the first, one of the only issues I have with this is that when you press the time button, it seems so slow, and it's a lot slower than, let's say, the Mothra that came out a year prior, or any of the Digimon Tamagotchis, which also came out a year prior, and it's just so slow. It's a lot slower than the Digimon Virtual Pets, and if you ever just accidentally press the B button, you'll find yourself spending a lot of time just waiting. Just absolutely just waiting for the time to come in very slowly and then come out. Another thing that is a similar sort of slowness issue is the fact that we have the poo clearing, which is also about as slow as the time sweeping across the screen, maybe even slower, which feels very weird that it's so slow. I'm not sure if just because there's so much going on in this device, it couldn't afford to be any faster. And obviously there we have our egg hatching now, and you either get one of two babies, which straight away, that is pretty unique for the earlier on virtual pets. You would always have the same baby. This one, you've got about a 50-50 chance of having this baby or the other baby. So this is the same baby that I had last time, and so we'll feed it. And another bit of flavour is that you either have pie, which is the food, and I think it's a sweet pie. I don't think it's like a meat pie or anything. It's a sweet pie. And then for the snack we have chocolate. And it didn't happen, which is annoying, but sometimes when you feed your Devilgotchi will either not eat the chocolate and pretend to eat it, or will levitate the pie into the heavens, or into the earth, I guess, if it's a devil. So when it does that, you have to scold it. So when it's ready to be scolded, the screen will go inverted, so your little character will just be a white outline on a black background, and then you go to punish it with this little angel button here. And also, while we're talking about the icons, the stat screen, food, game, and I'm not sure how well you can see it because the lightbox's lights are just directly above. The poo button is just a little bottom with wings on top, which is a great bit of flavour. So first of all, let's try to open the stat screen because this is another time where our Devilgotchi decides to misbehave sometimes. Nope, it let it open it. So we've got our age, we've got our stomach, we've got the Nakayoshi, I think it's just general like friendliness, and we've got the DP, which now I haven't run the Angel Gotchi before, but the Angel Gotchi has angel points, so the Devilgotchi has devil points. And as you punish your Devilgotchi for misbehaving, the number of DP goes down, and that actually helps determine what Devilgotchi you've got Digimon on the brain, what Devilgotchi that you will get, along with the usual the amount of care mistakes you make. So last run I got the Meimachi, which is the perfect one, but failed to get it to evolve to the special character, which the same with a lot of vintage characters, the same with the Mothra Tamagotchi. It's fairly easy, except if you want to go for the special character, because then you need like very specific care. Like for Meimachi to evolve, you need to give it perfect care, which you have to give it 6 days of perfect care, which, you know, if you work full time and if you go to sleep a little bit early, you'll make a few care mistakes, which is annoying. And also the issue is that because I have the time forward in the future, the Tamagotchi also wakes up earlier, so another opportunity for a care mistake. Another thing is we have the game, which is probably one of the easiest games, but your Tamagotchi will misbehave. Well, occasionally. So this is what I was talking about, is when your Tamagotchi is having what is called a naughty episode. So when it's naughty, we press the angel button, and it sort of acts as a discipline. So now when we check the stat screen, our DP has gone down. So if you want to have a very evil Devilgotchi character, you will want to ignore the naughty episode. So whenever it makes a naughty episode, just leave it. Don't do anything. Let it get over itself, and that will make the DP go up. When you punish it, that makes DP go down. So obviously, if I took the same care of it did last time, which was punish every naughty episode, and shake its hand when it asks for, which is the other icon here. So sometimes it'll call out, and it won't need anything, and the animation will sort of show it lifting its hand up, which is kind of adorable. And then you press the handshake key, and that is also considered a good thing. So if you just neglect it, your DP goes up. If you punish its naughty episodes, give it handshakes, feed it when it needs to be fed, the DP will go down. And yeah, that will determine, along with care mistakes, what Devilchi you get. So we'll play the game again. It's very easy, but your Devilchi does often fall asleep during the game, which is apparently a punishable action. So also, the lower the DP, and the more you punish it, the less it seems to act out. So you might be able to get a full game in, which is just a case of pressing A to drop a star on the left side, or which I just missed, or B to drop it on the right side, and then timing it just right. But I'm really bad at this, apparently. And then you get more points than the Devilchi. So if you press it, let's see if we can get 4. But it's quite a slow game and misbehaves. So again, we'll punish it. And then the last icon that we have here is just a simple lights out. It's a cute little old-timey style candle. So you can turn the lights out, but that's obviously for bedtime, which is not now. So let's see our DP, which is now 10 DP. So just by playing the game, we kind of almost forced it to have those naughty episodes to see if we could get our DP to go lower. And this game, I really appreciated that the game is not a chance-based or completely luck-based game like the like the Mothra or like any of the other vintage Tamagotchis that I use, it tends to be, here are 4 objects, pick one. One is the correct answer. And it's the same as with the Tamagotchi Ocean or the Umide Haken. It's a very luck-based game, and the thing about the Umide Haken, which is, I've mentioned in my review video for that being very hard, that your the tank your Tamagotchi is in will get dirty if the ink attacks, and the squid attacks with the ink randomly throughout the game. This doesn't have that. It's a very simple, like, timing-based game. There's no luck involved, and there's no random attacks except for the misbehaving, which kind of doesn't really impact you. You'll also notice there's no weight, which I'm a big fan of, because I have so many overweight Tamagotchi virtual pets just because I can't afford to play the games, which aren't particularly fun, to lose 1 pound at a time, especially when they're luck based, and you can also just be playing for ages and not lose any weight at all. So I'm a big fan of that. So basically, this is a really good vintage pet. It's a shame that they're so expensive. Would I recommend it? Yes, if you can get your hands on one for an affordable price in good condition like I did, then definitely go for it. But if you can't, the Angel Gotchi or Angel Chi is, like, you can get it for less than $20 Australian. They're the Angel Chi is very affordable in comparison, and also was released in English. The Devilchi was not, but yeah, it's a very fun virtual pet, and it makes me kind of want to start up the Angel Chi. In fact, I'll probably do that later on, just because it's a fairly nice, it's got fairly nice flavors in terms of virtual pets go. A lot of virtual pets are very sort of simple. You feed them, you play games, you clean up their poo. It's just sort of very simple, but this one has the additional sort of, the discipline, but it's moving it one step further. Like, the Tamagotchi will act out in response to certain things. It doesn't really have naughty episodes without you interacting with it. That's the shaking the hand. That's the discipline option that you would usually know, which is your Tamagotchi wants nothing and it is just calling out for you. No, it actually just wants a handshake. Like, that's kind of adorable. So yeah, this is probably one of my favourite Tamagotchis, especially favourite vintage Tamagotchis. It's got a darker screen. A lot of time and effort and attention to detail clearly went into this virtual pet, which it's like the reverse Nakocha, where you could tell it's slow, but there's no effort put into it. It's just, yeah, but this one, it's the only bad points are the clock is a little bit slow and the poo cleaning is a little bit slow, but with the amount that's going on, it's not that much of a big deal. And also, speaking of poo cleaning, that's another time your Tamagotchi can misbehave. If you're cleaning the poo, your Tamagotchi can also refuse, which is also a naughty episode, so it's just kind of nice. I'd like to see when my Tamagotchi's going to misbehave. It's kind of cute. And as for rating, I originally gave this the same as I gave the Mothra Tamagotchi, which is an 8 for enjoyment out of 10, and the 7 out of 10 for ease of use. But I think I'm going to have to bump it up just by 0.5 on the enjoyment, just because the roster feels a little bit bigger than the Mothra, and the game's not luck-based, and it just seems a little bit more enjoyable. Is that a word? Yes. Sorry, just woke up. And the ease of use is more or less the same. Fairly easy if you actually, are able to tend to it. I'd say it's probably a 7.5 for ease of use, in fact, because it's just a little bit easier than the Mothra, I felt anyway. But it's just nice. Of course, ease of use doesn't really factor in the how hard it is to get the special characters, because I feel like there should be a level of difficulty to get the special characters. It's the same for the Digimon. To get to perfect, you had to have the right amount of battles and give it good care so it doesn't die. But this one I think is a little bit harder than that, but I think that's just fine and reasonable, and I probably could have had the special character had I paid a little bit more attention, and I'm also running a lot of virtual pets at the moment. But yeah, that's my review for the Devilgotchi. or Devilchi. It's like, it's known as the Devilchi, but this shell says Devilgotchi on it, so I call it both. I've probably called it different, I probably used it as a 1-to-1 ratio. Like, I call it Devilgotchi, but then I immediately called the Devilchi. So it's both is correct. Both you can use. It's fine. So yeah, I definitely recommend this, but I guess because of the price, I would probably recommend the Angel Chi. But I haven't played the Angel Chi yet. I want to. I have one. I just haven't started it up yet. But presumably they are the same, except Angel points instead of Devil points, which makes sense. And yeah, I thought when running this, I thought the aim of it would be to let it misbehave, but it just sort of gives you the option whether or not you want to have a good devil or an evil devil. And the special character, which is the most evil and the one you neglect, just looks exactly like Devimon from Digimon, which is kind of adorable. The sprites are adorable. When you're in adults, there'll be random events where the angel from the Angel Chi will just kind of float over, and this is the random event for the perfect care adult, by the way, which is the Meimachi. So I'm not sure what shows up if you are the bad care. So that's another thing they'll need to know. But yeah, good virtual pet. Very fun. Probably one of my favorite vintages. Definitely had a lot of time put into it, and I'm a big fan of it. So yeah, definite thumbs up. One of the best virtual pets I've had the honor of playing. So I hope you found this video useful or interesting, and yeah, thanks for watching. I will see y'all next video. Bye.